Can you start off by telling us your name?
My name is Sergeant First Class Michelle Conrad. Today's place of recording is here in my home, and today's date is, I believe, the 8th of August, 2011.
Okay, so I also need the name of anyone present assisting in the interview, so that would be...
My son Dallas is assisting me in the interview.
Okay. And what were you doing before entering the service?
Before entering the service, I worked at Burger King for 3 years, from age 15 to age 18.
Do you have other family members who served in the military?
I have an uncle who served in the Navy for, I think, 4 years.
Okay.
Actually, and also my dad. My dad served a full 8-year tour.
Okay. Did it require a lot of physical strength for the training?
When I first joined the military, I've always been very physical.
Okay. What kind of specialized training did you receive to prepare you for wartime, and what did you think of those activities?
Well, the Army has changed in the past 19 years that I have been in. It's when I first came in the military, women actually were not allowed to train with their male counterparts. So if you understand how the training concept has changed over the years, you realize that when I first came in, I trained with nothing but females. So I realized how important it was for us to understand each other and to realize how we go into our different operational environment. But of course, when I first joined the military, things like the Gulf War was happening. So it was a little bit different operational environment. And now, as we're dealing with Iraq and Afghanistan and training up for that, the concept of the military is that we are all soldiers and we are all one, and we're one team, one fight. That's the team concept in the military. And so, the training is changed over the years, and so to specifically give you a certain amount, it's not really practical. But what I can tell you is that it is all about teamwork. Training is the most crucial element in the Army. If a soldier is not trained, then they're not proficient. Then they're not confident in their ability to actually do their job. And the one thing about the military is repetition. How many times can you do it? Over and over and over. It becomes muscle memory. That way you never forget what you're doing. So when you're on the battlefield, it's just a natural reaction because you've been doing it every single day. Here's the question. The question is, how does modern warfare and Halo and games like that help the young person understand what war is like? First of all, I need you guys to realize something very, very important. You cannot respawn in real life. When you die for real. The thing about it is, it's very real. A lot of veterans, if you talk to them who are from the Vietnam era, can still not even talk about it today because it's so detrimental to them. They actually have a smell will trigger something, a memory in their mind, and they can't function. They can't talk about it. So it's very real. It's not a game. It's not something you can just play with and respawn and keep hoping that you'll get another chance. If you take a risk on the battlefield for real, you're gonna die. That's why we train together and we fight together and we work together and we take care of each other. The Army cannot prepare you to see devastation in war. There's nothing that you can do to be prepared. Some people can handle seeing death, some people can't. It's up to the individual and how they were raised. But what they do is help you, they assist you by training you on the different environments and asking you to look inside yourself and ask those questions. We're all responsible for ourselves. We're all grown, we're all adults, we're not children. We all have been put in different situations, and that's why leadership is the most important part of the battlefield concept. If you don't have a good leader and you haven't been trained effectively, then you're not going to be able to do your mission. When you have, and it's been proven statistically, soldiers in units that have been given good training, that have awesome leaders, not only are they able to handle whatever is thrown their way, because there's no real dealing with the war, but they're able to at least process it mentally, and they're able to come back to their families and reintegrate into their families and be successful. But soldiers that have been placed in harm's way and their leaders are not really helping them, they leave them to their own devices, they're not really giving them good training and guidance, then those type of environments are the ones that cause more damage. Soldiers increase more risk, they bypass their leaders, and a lot of times, as we've seen in the news, soldiers will actually kill their leaders, like platoon sergeants and things of that nature, squad leaders, because again, they're not taking into account what's happening to them. What a lot of people don't realize is that soldiers, when they go into a wartime environment, they have to leave everything behind. They leave it to one person to take care of that specific need in their family. For example, if they have a home, they have to have that taken care of. And a lot of times it's really quick. You don't have to have a lot of time to get things ready. That's why we are trained to be prepared at any moment. If we get the word, we're prepared to go serve our country and do what we have to do. And every person that wears this uniform is more than willing to make that sacrifice.